Hey Scorpio, this is your August 2023 reading. I do hope that this finds you well. Taking a peek at the astrology for you, there really could be a lot of focus and reconsideration around your career and long-term goals this month. We do have Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo all throughout this month, and so there could be this very big question of what is the role you fill in the world at large? What are your aspirations? What is the legacy you want to leave behind? I really do actually want to take some time unpacking the astrology a bit more than I usually do, but for those of you who just want to skip straight ahead to the tarot, you are welcome to find the timestamp in this video. But I really do urge people to pay attention to the astrology. Tarot and astrology go hand in hand, and there's actually some really key themes and dates that I wouldn't want you to miss this month, Scorpio. We are starting off August with a full moon in Aquarius, which is your astrological fourth house of home, family, and personal affairs. And so there could be some sort of change or ending here, or even some really exciting news, actually. But ultimately, I see this kind of setting the stage where something is happening in your personal life and it's causing you to also change the way that you are looking at the other areas of your life, namely your career and goals, but also your relationships, because we do have a lot happening in Taurus this month as well. Taurus is your seventh house, your astrological house of partnerships, commitments, and contracts. So there really is focus on relationships for you this month, especially close one-on-one relationships. And actually, the first part of August in general is going to be a really good time for you to network and to really connect with people. That's because we have Mars in Virgo in your astrological 11th house of friendship and social media and social networking, forming a trine with Jupiter in Taurus. This is helping you line up with people who are going to help you meet your goals. This is helping you find people who are on a similar wavelength to you. And really overall, the first part of August is a great time to get things done, especially if there is some sort of element of being on social media or networking for you in particular, Scorpio, but also just figuring out how you can connect with people, what relationships are going to help you progress in your life or help you grow. We do have some interesting energy around the 13th. This is actually a really beautiful time to do manifestation work as well. This is when we have the Sun and Venus coming together in a very close conjunction called the Cazimi. Venus is moving backwards in Leo, and it's meeting the Sun, and it's basically going through the heart of the Sun. That's what the Cazimi means. And there's this big renewal. There's this life-giving essence around this time. And for you, this is about your long-term goals. This is about your career, your legacy. And so there really is this important thing this month, Scorpio, around the 13th, where you're having some sort of revitalization or some sort of epiphany or maybe even recognition. This is actually a really good month for you to maybe get a raise or a promotion, or again, to, if you're online, get more followers or just get more attention on you for your achievements and for your efforts. So lots of recognition here. We do have a new moon in Leo on the 17th, which pairs very nicely with the Sun conjunct Venus during this time. And this new moon is actually also conjunct Venus. So again, very beautiful blessings coming to you for your career and long-term goals, whatever that means to you. But something that's really important to note is that Uranus in Taurus is at 23 degrees and the new moon is at 23 degrees. And this is forming a very exact square or conflict. And so there's a couple of ways that this could look, but basically there is this kind of push and pull between your interpersonal relationships or a close one-on-one relationship and your career or long-term goals. Maybe you're feeling like your partner or a close friend or someone you're working with doesn't share the same goals as you, or maybe there's something that's going on in your life where you're kind of feeling like you have to choose one over the other. There's this sort of friction in these two very important areas of your life, and that might be coming up a few times this month. I also kind of see this around the 16th when we have the Sun in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus as well. there could be very unexpected or sudden changes because Uranus is kind of this great awakener, and it's playing an active role in the middle of the month with the new moon and with the sun. So there is kind of this wild card energy, but this could also be very favorable because this could bring very unexpected opportunities for you as well. And honestly, I do feel like overall the middle of this month is an optimal time for manifestation, particularly around the 13th. And especially if you're trying to get a new job or get a promotion or figure out what path is right for you in this life. So really, really supportive energy there. We do end off Leo season with a bit of drama. We do have Mars in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces in opposition with each other. And this can be a very confusing energy. This can be a very rash energy as well. Not thinking things through. There could actually be something with conversation or communication. Or something with travel here. So don't go making travel plans on this day. We do also have Venus in Leo squaring Jupiter in Taurus. So again, this kind of contrast and wanting to grow in your career, but also get closer with someone. And it feels like maybe this doesn't feel compatible. And I mean, Jupiter and Venus together just screams excess, like too much of a good thing. It's easy to overindulge on this day or to go overboard, and especially with Mars opposite Neptune. Neptune's just kind of crazy, and Mars is our sense of action and willpower. And so this day is just like one to kind of be aware of. Don't do anything too crazy. You might want to be prepared for other people to be acting crazy during this time. Especially since the next day, when we have the sun entering Virgo, we also have Mercury going retrograde in Virgo. So there may be some minor inconveniences in our day-to-day life. Again, for you, Scorpio, there's a lot of focus on communication and the ways that you communicate or connect with your peers. That could be something that is kind of a point of reflection for the next 3 weeks until Mercury goes direct on the 14th. But don't be surprised if people are misunderstanding you or communication just feels very ineffective. And this feels like a very stark energy or stark contrast from the beginning of this month where there was a lot of networking, there was a lot of connecting, and now all of a sudden it's like, what's happening? Why do I feel like I can't get my point across to people? Why aren't people getting back to me? It's because Mercury is retrograde. Expect miscommunications. There could also be issues with your electronic communication devices. So backup files, make sure that everything is secure. And really, this isn't something to be super worried about. It's just something to be aware of. Always have a contingency plan when Mercury goes retrograde. Of course, we do have kind of an interesting energy at the end of this month as well, because we also have Uranus going retrograde in Taurus. And again, this is kind of you finding more stability in relationships or trying to find partnerships that are aligned for you, or maybe even stabilizing a partnership. And it's interesting to note that we do actually have 6 retrograde planets this month in August. And so again, there's a very reflective or introspective sort of energy that is happening this month. It doesn't hit like a normal Leo season, and then Virgo season is very much the hermit energy. And then finally, we actually end off the month with another full moon in Pisces. And again, this could really represent a change in your perspective, your ideas, and maybe even like a change in your worldview as well. This could also represent a culmination or completion for you in your education or some sort of travel or just some sort of learning process is coming to a completion. And there may actually be a commitment around this time as well, because this full moon is conjunct Saturn. This could actually be something that ends a commitment, it ends a cycle, it ends some sort of karma that you've been going through, especially relative to spirituality, travel, or education. Or there could be a new commitment that is actually being forged or strengthened during this time as well. So overall, there is a lot that's happening this month. That's not even everything. but we've already been talking so much about the astrology, and I really want to get into the tarot for you, Scorpio. If you're excited for this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. For those of you who are ready for a deep dive, you can find all of my links in the description box down below for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions, as well as all of my other social media accounts. Okay, Scorpio, I just shuffled the deck and I already had a bunch of cards come out, so let's take a look here. We actually start off with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is actually past energy for you. So maybe things have felt a bit unstable for you, especially in your finances. Maybe some of you have just felt very out of your comfort zone or out of your element. And it feels like there's this sort of lack of clarity that has come with this, with the King of Swords in reverse. And I feel like for a lot of you, you might be rethinking your finances, or you're kind of realizing like, I don't have a realistic financial plan, or I need to make some sort of change here. Or this could just be involving your stability overall, how you derive your sense of security in life. But I really do feel like the thing that you have recognized from the past and at the beginning of this month is things aren't as stable as you want them to be, or they're not as comfortable as they could be, and you don't really have a clear plan, or your plans aren't as clear as you thought they were. Your goals aren't as clear-cut as you thought they were. I actually do get some interesting energy with the Ten of Cups and the Emperor, very front and center of this reading so far. I really do feel like a lot of you are not happy in your current job, or there is something that is happening in your job that is making you unhappy. Maybe there's something going on with your family, especially around a father figure as well for some of you, but I really do feel like overall, Scorpio, it makes sense that a lot of you are thinking about career, and maybe you're realizing you're not happy, or it's not what you thought it would be. That's actually where I really get with the Ten of Cups. Like, you secured some sort of sense of happiness. Oh, interesting. You know, I'm looking at the Nine of Pentacles in reverse in a different way now. For some of you, Scorpios, you have been in a stable place on the surface or appearance-wise, but deep down, it's been very, very unfulfilling for you. And I feel like a lot of you are rethinking your legacy, your goal, how you want to be the emperor in the world, what you want your empire to look like. It's like you're building your empire from the ground up, or rebuilding it. And you're rebuilding your foundations. And I think part of that is changing plans or clarifying things for you. Interesting. And then for things that are changing for you this month, we have the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. And this is just like I was talking about in the astrology portion of this video. There are changes that are happening for you in your life, or maybe in someone else's life who you are very close to with the Two of Cups. And there's kind of this balancing act, this juggling act. It's actually interesting because I wonder, for some of you, maybe you are being supported by your partner, and the support that they are giving you is almost like pushing you in a direction that's more aligned for you, and that might be something that you're resisting at first. And if this isn't a romantic partner, it could just be a close friend or even a family member. Excuse me. And there could be something with communication here. That's actually going to be really pertinent for you in Virgo season. Needing to have heart-to-heart conversations about changes that need to happen. And maybe it feels like you're afraid to have these conversations because in the past, when you expressed a need, it was met almost with blackmail, where it's like, well, if that's how you feel, then you're just going to have to get it somewhere else. And there's almost a sort of deflection. I don't feel like that's where you are right now, Scorpio, which is interesting. I feel like there's a more solid relationship. And it's like you can actually talk about how you're unhappy or how your needs aren't being met. And in fact, that's an important part of getting your needs met, is communicating things. And that could really be in any sort of relationship. That could be a boss, an employer. That could be a partner. That could be a friend, a family member. That could even be with your children. It's just important that you are expressing yourself. Especially as things are changing and shifting. Priorities are changing and shifting. Interesting. We do have the Queen of Swords here. This is Libra energy. We do have Mars entering Libra on the 27th. And for you, this is really about your subconscious, your mental health. You could really be taking your mental health or your spirituality or your spiritual needs very seriously. And that actually makes a lot of sense with what I've been pulling. I do feel like you are gaining greater clarity, and you are having communication or conversations that are very clear, very direct. And I think that's kind of coming through this Mercury retrograde as well, because you are rethinking the way that you communicate and express yourself. I'm also remembering Queen of Swords does represent Virgo energy as well. You know, late Virgo energy, kind of on the cusp of Virgo and Libra, the last 10 degrees. So there could be something that's significant around the end of Virgo season in September for you. There could be some sort of completion and new beginning with the world. I really do feel like there is a brand new cycle for you, Scorpio. And it's interesting that the world represents all the fixed signs. So we have the lion, we have Taurus, we have the eagle, which is another symbol for you, Scorpio, and we have the Aquarius energy here. These are all signs that are very active this month, and you yourself are a fixed sign, so there is a shift that is happening in these really important stages of your life. I really feel like you are leveling up. I actually want to clarify, what is it exactly that Scorpio is doing? What is it that Scorpio is doing? We have the Five of Cups and the Chariot and the Ace of Pentacles all coming out here. Very interesting combination. I almost see this as a story, Scorpio. It's like you're realizing how you've been unhappy or unfulfilled with the Five of Cups. You are finding alignment and direction with the Chariot, and you are committing to some sort of path. And it's bringing you new opportunities with the Ace of Pentacles, especially financial and material opportunities. There's newfound abundance for you. I do feel like some of you have been so focused on work or your goals, almost as a means to distract yourself from your emotions. And when you let yourself be less busy, you're realizing that you're not very fulfilled. And it's interesting because I feel like For some of you, you're in this position where you worked really hard to get where you are. And it felt very purpose-filled at one point in your life. But you just kept yourself so busy and distracted. It's like you're almost realizing, actually, this isn't what I want anymore. That's what I'm really getting for you, Scorpio. It's like you're having this moment of, I don't want these things anymore. I don't want this job anymore. I don't want this relationship anymore. I want something different. And I think you're going to achieve that or realize that a lot quicker than you realize. But it's almost like you have to admit it to yourself. And when you make that admission, you find this momentum with the Chariot. Things start moving very quickly. And there's a new opportunity that comes for you. And this could be like unexpected abundance. This could be something really wonderful. Are there any other messages for Scorpio? We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And this is really getting out of this sort of dreamy, foggy, hazy landscape. And it's interesting that this card is coming up because we did end off July with Neptune going retrograde in Pisces. And for you, Scorpio, there really is this kind of creative breakthrough. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups, you're seeing things a lot clearer. You're kind of simplifying your life or simplifying your desires. Because I feel like some of you have created this long-term plan, this sort of master plan for your life, Scorpio. Where it's like, I'm going to have this much money before I start writing, or before I start painting, or before I start doing tarot, before I start doing the thing I really want to do. But you're actually overcomplicating things. And I think you're realizing you're in a drained or depleted state, and you're not actually a vibrational match to the place you want to be from this state. So instead of bargaining with your desires and bargaining with yourself, I feel like you're taking a more direct path to what you want. Very, very interesting energy this month, Scorpio. I do hope that this was helpful. Definitely be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what this realization is. What is it that you really want out of life? Maybe that's something that you can kind of do to set a sort of intention or affirmation for yourself. I really appreciate all the support through your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Anything that you do on this channel helps it grow, and I'm just so grateful to be able to put all these messages out for all of you. You can find links in the description of this video for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions, as well as all of my other social media accounts if you want to follow me on there. Haven't been as active on them in a while, but I think that is going to be changing soon. So if you want to stay in the know, never hurts to give me a follow elsewhere too. I always appreciate it. And I will see you next time, Scorpio. I'm wishing you a very happy and blessed August.